Oh, what's good, folks and jokes? Welcome to the Weird Flex.
But okay podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to your Comedy Weebs Workouts and Advice podcast, where we answer your questions.
Yeah.
If you would like to submit a question, please email us at weirdflexbutokaypodcast@gmail.com or tweet us at weirdflexpod. We also have a Patreon.
Yeah.
And the music that you hear is made by What's My Name on Instagram and SoundCloud. Yay!
Yes. Yeah. That's what we do.
We did it.
Welcome to the Weird Flex. I hope you're enjoying this. We got a Dex. Oh, God. Go have sex while you listen to the pod Dex.
Do that. To all of our lovely patrons, go have sex. It'll be great.
Yeah, it will be.
I want to go ahead and shout them out while we're here.
Yes, do it.
Our beautiful patrons, Joseph Andrew Grinder,
Joseph.
Adrian Leonard, Carsonator TTV, The Swagnomite, Windstorm555, Christopher Kaiser, and Kimberly Calderon.
Fuck yeah. Calderon.
You did
Good to see you. I've recognized that name for a long time. So
I called her on.
Oh, so you're like Kim Possible?
Calderon.
Kim Calderon. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know, I'm going to be real. Life's been pretty just kind of like chill lately.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like, I'm doing my best, but this episode might be a little more chill.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Because, I think we need some of those.
Right.
I did something recently. So
Mm-hmm.
I have been using a Fitbit. No, not a Fitbit. Blah, I'm a dumbass. I've been using my Fitness Pal.
Don't talk about yourself that way.
Damn it, you're right. Don't talk about my friend that way. Katy, you're my friend. You're not a dumbass.
Yes.
Okay, we're back. So my Fitness Pal, for a week and a half, I think 10 days I've been using my Fitness Pal to lose some weight and stuff. And the last time I weighed myself, I was at 182. And I went to the doctor the other day, the lady doctor for lady business.
Oh, yeah.
And they had to weigh me. And I weighed 179. I'm losing weight.
Congrats.
I've lost 3 pounds, my dude.
Ooh, awesome, dude.
So I made a decision to celebrate the other day. I did a little bit of online shopping.
Oh, yeah.
And I bought myself some stuff from the Rooster Teeth store when they were having a sale, and I bought myself something from another website where you had free shipping and all this stuff if you spend a certain amount plus an additional 35% off. And I was like, oh, fine. So I got some stuff. Two things I got I think you'll smile at, Jordan. I'll show them to you when I get them.
Oh, cool.
But so I got those, and I just decided to hunker down and do it. I bought myself a digital scale.
Oh, nice.
Because I've talked every day about how I want one, and then I was just like, you know what? I have the power. So I went online, and I found the cheapest one I could find, because I don't care if it's all fancy or whatever. I just need it to have the digital numbers.
Right.
And I found one for $13, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so easy. This solves all the problems that I've been having using those other scales. So I can just see the numbers. So I'm really happy with my fitness stuff right now, and I'm just doing my best, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's congrats. Keep it up.
Yeah, so I'm excited for all of my stuff to get here that I ordered myself off the internet, but also my digital scale. So, it's going to be good. And work stuff, commission stuff has been going very well as well, which is
sweet.
How I could afford some of that stuff. I still need to get my RTX stuff because me and the Crewbie squad are trying to go to RTX, and the only thing that I'm just trying to figure out is how I'm going to get there, whether my friends are driving again or if I'm going to need a plane ticket, which luckily right now I should be able to afford a plane ticket if I have to go that route. But if I could ride with somebody, that would also be great. So I still need to order my ticket, and then I'll have to pay for my part of the hotel. But otherwise, yeah, I'm I'm excited for some stuff this year. And the other day, for anybody that listens to my other podcast, Perpetually Ajar, we had Elizabeth Maxwell on.
Oh, nice. Freaking Cat Khalifa.
Yeah, she's also Winter Schnee in Ruby. She's Uo-chan in Fruits Basket, which I recently binged all of. And so, yeah, she plays a lot of... Oh, and Camp, she plays the best girl, the little girl that's...
Oh, wait, no, not the Dazzling. Not the... What am I thinking of?
The blue-haired one. Nikki.
Oh, yeah, Nikki. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, she does play Nikki, yeah.
Yeah, it's... I remember when I first discovered that, because I'd only ever heard her as Winter, and when I heard her as Nikki and Camp Camp, I was like, oh my God, this woman is like goals.
Mm-hmm.
She is hecking goals.
Right.
So yeah, it's like, that's sort of what I've been up to. Like just trying to get my shit together. Cause God, I've had some stressy stuff happen, but like, but my physical health is something that I think I've mentioned on the podcast before. Like I've taken it for granted too long. I would start a diet and then I would just kind of fall off of it. But I think getting the digital scale and having this app have really helped to, like, I think the digital scale will help me as well. But I think having the app has really helped me in being accountable. And like, even the other day, I was having a particularly rough day. So I started doing the thing that Katy would do where I would kind of like binge some snacks. But I logged every single snack that I ate, and I only went 17 calories over what I was permitted. Right. So, which is good for me, because usually old Katy would be like, okay, I am one big sad.tm. I'm going to eat this whole box of cookies and not read the calories. I'm not going to care. I'm just sad. But whenever I would eat a cookie, I would log that individual cookie so that I would have to look at it. And my MyFitnessPal was mad at me because I ate 12,000 calories of snacks yesterday.
Oh, damn.
I did, but I stayed at my calorie level for the day, but I felt not very good at the end of the day. And I was like, geez, Katy, you can't be doing that. But it's progress for me because I logged it. I took responsibility, and I didn't binge to the point where I got to like 3,000 calories or something. Like,
right, exactly.
So for people out there with like eating problems, like I feel you. I have had problems like that for a long time, and I think having an app really, or like having something where you can log, it helps. Yeah,
it's like a video game. It's like if you put in a calorie, it's like if you're spending in a video game. It's like, okay, so this is how many calories you have for the day, and it's just like, all right, make sure not to go over, or you're gonna gain some like extra flab, and that's no good. And it's just like, okay, you're getting close to it. You're getting close to it. And then it's just like, as long as you don't go over, and then whatever. Like for me, since I've been the one like just preaching MyFitnessPal for like the last since honestly since like 2011, because that's when my coach actually it was 2012, because that was when I was taking personal training classes, and my coach introduced me to it, and I was like, oh sweet, this is awesome. So like I started doing it, but then like I've been doing it consistently the last 5 years. So like I have a 2,000-day streak on it, and it makes it just so much easier to just see the food that you're consuming, and then like, oh, why am I feeling like crap today? Oh, well, you ate like 500 calories worth of cookies instead of like veggies and other stuff. So it's just like, okay, well, I'll cut down on that. Why am I not gaining as much or losing as much as I supposed to? Well, you did just eat this many calories. Well, you did eat clean for these 5 days, but then on the weekends you had like 5,000 calories on each of those days. So it's like, well, you ate 1,800 calories the entire day. It's just like, whatever. So yeah, stuff like that. But like it's really cool. Like also a cool thing for me is when I did like photo shoots, I'm able to go back to like the diet I used to do the photo shoots, and it's just like, oh, I have it all literally mapped out. This is what I used to get in this shape right here. So like whenever I like look at photos and I was like, dang, I was ripped there. What was I eating that week? I can literally just go back to it and be like, oh, I was on game that week. Oh, 2 gallons of water, this much protein. Okay, okay. I was just like, yeah, I can do that. So
nice.
Yeah, so that's the great thing about MyFitnessPal. I just think of it as like a video game, and you try not to overspend your calories.
Yeah, it's like the gamification of it. Like, every calorie is like a gold piece that you have, and you have to spend it wisely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a really cool way to look at it.
Yeah, that just makes me stay consistent with it, because then like because again, like I've had those weeks too where it's just like, there's this great photo of that's like it's, you're not always gonna have a great day, but it's what you do consistently that counts. And it was just like a smiley face, it's like these yellow smiley faces, and then a black sad face, and then it's like a yellow smiley face, and then sometimes you'd have like 3 black faces in a row, then 4 smiley faces, or sometimes this. And it's just like, as long as you keep being consistent, that's all that matters. As long as you're just being consistent with it and like focusing on it. So oh
God. Also, one thing I did recently for Valentine's Day, I went to an all-you-can-eat meat place, and they had lobster bisque and like these scalloped potatoes, and like the salad bar had shrimp and sushi and shit on it. Like, it was expensive, but I was like, treat yourself. And I tried lamb, I tried filet mignon. I tried so many delicious things, and I'm just like, I want to go back now. Now that I've tasted luxury,
Right.
I want more.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, oh my gosh. But apparently this place does half off for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's unlimited meat when you do like the full thing for dinner. But for
Right.
lunch, I think they just do like unlimited of half the meat variety, but you still have full access to the salad bar and the lobster bisque and all that stuff. And
Oh,
oh my
nice.
god, those sides. Oh, and they give you a thing of garlic mashed potatoes, which are like honestly, those are getting close to being my favorite food. Like fuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Those things are freaking
yeah.
good.
And that night, I ate a total of 3,000 calories.
That's good. At least you had a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that was my cheat day. That was Katie's cheat
I always
day.
tell people this, like, this is like a key thing to just remember. Like, eating bad once a week won't hurt you, just like eating good once a week won't help you. It's what you do consistently that counts. So yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So if you just eat
so
bad
it
once a
was-
week, it's not gonna hurt you.
It was so awesome, and I'm just like, also, I know that this is turning into the MyFitnessPal podcast, but I have to talk about it because it makes me really happy. One thing that I've discovered in terms of gamification is, like, for example, whenever I would go on my mile jogs or walks at Cosby Lake, or at Riverdale Lake, or like any lake that I
Riverdale,
can
like
find. Yeah.
Archie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just like naming random lakes that I could
Okay.
venture to. Like whenever I find a lake that I can go run around or walk around or whatever, it's like MyFitnessPal will keep track of the steps. And so then, like, at the end of it, if my calories that I was allowed to have during the day were 1,800, after I walk around, it tells me you're allowed to have like
More.
150 more calories now. So it'll go up. And so that's kind of a fun challenge if I want to eat more. So like maybe
what I
on
do.
so maybe on my cheat days, what I could do is I could go for like a big old jog or something. That way the calories I'm allowed to have go up. Therefore, the amount that I'm technically quote unquote cheating is less than it would be if I didn't work out.
Exactly. Yeah, because
So that's like, yeah.
No. Like, that's the perfect way to think about it. Because like for me, like if I'm trying to like get cut really fast, then like I'll set my calories for like my debit, because like the calories I need to maintain my weight right now at 165 is 2,700. If I eat 2,700 calories
Wow.
every single day, that will help from just natural biology, from like my activity level, since I work out all the time.
So many.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, because of my activity level, because of the amount of muscle in my frame, and just other stuff like involved, since I have a pretty high metabolism. If I eat 2,700 calories every single day, I will stay 165. If I go above that, then I will add weight. But if anything below 2,700, I will just lose the fat. So like what I typically do.
Yeah, because that's the deficit.
Yeah, that's the deficit. So like what I like to do is I'll set my calorie intake for about like 1,800 calories for like cutting, and it's just like, okay, I've set my calorie intake for 1,800 calories. If I eat more than that, like, well, I'll be safe. This just speeds up the process. But sometimes because of my activity level, I burn like 1,000 calories just from exercises I do throughout the day.
Wow,
So it's like
yeah.
I have 2,800 calories to eat, and since I burned 1,000 and I'm in a deficit, then it's just like, okay, I'm gonna lose fat like extra fast now. So
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, it just melts off. So that's a little cool thing to do. Like if I didn't work out and was just
Yeah.
eating like 2,800, then I'd be
I'm just
putting
like
on weight.
all
So, yeah.
inspired to go for like a walk now. Like I've
Oh,
really
yeah.
enjoyed the MyFitnessPal because I love like that kind of gold star mentality where like you have to kind of log something, or like, game, like when you're just playing a game. Like one thing that I would always obsess over in games is like collecting the items, or like focusing on in Persona building up all of my stats. So like my social links, like were I didn't focus as much on my social links. I would focus more on like the individual skills that you would get, like if you stayed home and studied, like my studying would increase by 3, like all of that stuff I would be obsessed with. So this is kind of a real life version of that,
Yeah.
where like I want to maximize on the app, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah,
I
it's
feel so
pretty
inspired.
awesome. Because like it's like
yeah,
that
yeah.
whole thing of like the Brigitte shirt of I like exercise because I love eating. So it's just like if I know I
Yes.
want to be like oh I have 2 slices of cake. How much is that gonna be? 500 calories. Okay, I'll just walk extra around the mall today. So yeah, there we go. And it's just like I
Yeah.
can eat it and it's not gonna hurt
That's
me.
like
So yeah.
so cool to learn that it works that way. And
Mm.
I now fully understand like the moms that are like, "Oh, I got to get my steps in." Like,
Mm.
girl, I want to get my steps in.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I saw the Sonic movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a fun movie.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was a fun movie. Like now, I will say this: I thought it was a really fun movie because I went in with no expectations. I thought it like looked really like I thought so, like for instance, I thought the movie was a fun movie, and I was understanding Sonic's thing of like, oh, I can't do this. I fucking love the
Yeah.
Quicksilver scene where he like makes everyone move in slow motion. Like I love that. That was
Yes.
like a great scene. But then like the way I've seen people like praise it online, it's just like, okay, like they're talking about it like it's like Spider-Verse quality, and I'm like, okay, it's good, but it ain't like it's not Spider-Verse now. Come on now, because I saw someone say that,
yeah.
and I was just like, all right, this is. I mean, it was a fun film, but it wasn't anything. I was just like, oh my god, this is like
Yeah, I
mind-blowing.
really enjoyed it. Like, there were lots of, like, and I think Ben Schwartz, as the voice actor for Sonic, did amazing.
He's so
I
funny that
think-
he voices blue characters.
Yeah.
He's Dewey on DuckTales, and he's Leonardo
Oh
in
my
frickin'
gosh,
Rise of
yes,
the TMNT.
you're
So it's just
right.
like he's a bunch of blue characters now. So it's just like, okay.
Yeah, like, and then Jim Carrey as Robotnik, there were 2 scenes in particular that actually just made me, like, uncontrollably laugh.
Oh, I have
And-
one with him too.
Yeah, one was when he was, it was like a 5-minute scene of him dancing, and then
Oh yeah,
at
he
the,
got his head bit off.
at the end of the scene, like, he's still just doing this beautiful gyrating dance that is making me laugh. And then he turns around suddenly, and his intern is there with coffee. And the guy's like, I made you coffee. Did you want some? Of course I do. I love the way you make them.
Yeah. The shit that made me
so
laugh in that dance was when he got his head bit off. But yeah, I was just like, what? Why
Oh,
was
yes,
that?
yes,
I was just like, what the fuck?
exactly.
What happened? But then like, one of the scenes that like absolutely killed me, like I was wheezing laughing so hard with it, was they go to the bar after Sonic had that fight, and they're interviewing people, and there's like, I'm not telling you shit. And he's just like, oh really? And then he throws him out the window, and then like he walks out with like his partner, and he's just like, good cop, bad cop, right? And then your partner thinks he's about to high five him, and just chops him in the throat. It's like, what the fuck was that? Why did
Left
you do
yourself
that?
open.
Yeah,
I
it's just,
know.
it was just like,
Oh,
what
oh.
the fuck?
Yes. And there was another scene too where they had the Sanic meme, the crazy
yeah, the
guy
Sanic
that's like,
meme, that
I've
was
seen
funny.
him. I did not expect that, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, they were very referential, like they know shit. Like it was funny how Sonic was just fucking with that guy and just like, I know you're out there. No, you don't.
No, you don't. I know you're out there. No.
No,
so good.
Yeah, that
Like,
was
God,
great.
there were some great comedy moments. And then I think the best Jim Carrey moment as Dr. Robotnik was honestly at the very end when he got the full mustache and he, essentially donned.
It turned into Robotnik.
Yeah, like, it was so well done. Like, a normal man would die here. Like, it was, like, perfect. Like, and then, of course, spoilers, the ending scene with Tails.
Yeah, that was funny. I was just like, I wonder how that's gonna work now, since like Tails didn't know. That was
Yeah.
funny. But then like I will say, like, if I had like, because I did like, I thought it was a fun movie. Like if it was on TV, I'd watch it and stuff like that. But like I remember coming out the theater. And this made me laugh because like it just cracked me up. And then like a person was coming out and they're saying like, hey, yeah, I thought it was good, but then Sonic he didn't really look all that realistic. Like he didn't look like he was there. And then his friend was just like, well, it's a fucking 3-foot hedgehog. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen? It's just like,
Yeah.
I was like, it's true. Like it's just it's a 3-foot blue hedgehog. But I guess because I guess I could see that because he did just look like I understand why, because they had to because now I'm really curious how the original movie would have looked if they kept that original design, because like
No, I know, yeah.
like it's weird because it's just
Meow.
yeah, because the new one was very like CGI.
It was
like,
so cute and
Yeah, it was
wholesome,
just like
yeah.
okay, but like with the way I compared it was like with Detective Pikachu, like you feel like you could rub your hand on Detective Pikachu, like, oh, I can pet Detective Pikachu. He like seemed tangible. Sonic just seemed like, oh, I'm CGI here, and it's just, oh yeah, it was okay. It was funny. I
do remember there were 2 times that Sonic flosses in the movie, and I was like, God damn it, Sonic! But
But he was a kid who was
cute.
insane. Because it was just like,
it's true.
Yeah, because it was like that whole scene where he lost his mind, where he's just like, this is crazy. I'm playing baseball with myself. I'm just going to be alone forever. It's just like, oh shit, that's actually a very valid like emotion. It's just like, I've been alone so long and I'm trying all this stuff.
This was such a relatable moment.
Yeah, and he just like lost his shit. Like it was just, that was so valid. It was so incredibly valid. So I was like, oh, poor guy. And
I know, yeah.
And then like what else happened? There was, I forgot what hell. Yeah, like
there were a
the
lot
whole
of
thing.
really good moments.
Oh yeah, like the whole thing with like his rings and stuff like that, where he like lost them, and he was saying like, oh well, I was gonna go, but you shot me. All right, so this is your fault, and then, like that whole thing that like made me laugh, or the scene with the turtle that made me laugh, where he dropped it and it was shaking afterwards. It was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, little guy. Here you go.
I know. And the turtle was like, it looked like having fun during the run, but then when he set the turtle down, the turtle was like, oh
shaking.
God, oh God,
yeah.
oh God.
Mm.
It was so wholesome. Like, I loved it. It was, I really liked the movie. I thought it was very cute and very warm and just, 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, well, maybe more 8 out of 10, really. Like I thought it was really well done. I would totally go pay to see the sequel.
Yeah, which is gonna happen because it made a bunch of money. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna see like Knuckles and them and all that stuff. So yeah. I mean, like they already hinted.
And
at
Amy, we
Knuckles.
have to get Amy.
Get Sally. Everyone loves Amy. I want Sally.
Sally!
Sally was so
we
hot.
need Sally. Oh my God, Sally. And she's a squirrel. Oh my God.
She's a chipmunk.
Totally. Oh wait, chipmunk. You right. You right. Wait, I thought it was Sally the squirrel. No, it's
Sally Acorn. You're thinking of Sandy.
Sally Acorn.
Yeah.
Oh, you right.
Yeah.
So many S-sounding vermin out here. But all right, let's get to some of our questions.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So this is an email from someone who I think recently started watching because I read all the comments. And this is a really wholesome email, so I wanted to read it. And it has 2 questions. So it is from Enigma Prince.
Oh, Enigma Prince. He's always on the POS podcast with Paler and Saber. So good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you like my podcast, too.
Hell yeah. So it says, I just want to say that I enjoy your podcast and the chemistry that you two have is sweet and charming to watch. I didn't know that I needed to listen to this podcast, but now that I started this year, I know that I am going to be in for the long haul. So I have 2 questions that you are free to answer at your own discretion. So I'm going to ask the first one first and we'll answer it, then we'll get to the second one. So the first one is, who are your top 3 females, be it from anime or cartoons or even IRL, and who's your favorite voice actor or voice actress? What drew them to calling them your favorite, and what's your favorite performance from them? So like, there's a lot into that.
Yeah, I know. Like I can think of like 1,000 cartoon anime. So it's just like I have to like pin it down to 3. So if I have to pin it down to 3, okay, I'll be like, so you know what I'll do for this? I'll pick my favorite anime girl, my favorite cartoon girl.
Yeah, let's go with
and then
our favorite cartoon anime girls first,
and then
we'll get to VA.
No, it's like, for me, like, I'll be like, okay, 1 favorite anime, 1 favorite cartoon, and then 1 favorite female voice actor, and then just, like, that's how I interpreted it. But, okay.
Okay,
yeah. Favorite girl, Mia, Snake Girl. I love my Snake Girl, Mia. I don't know, the idea that I love someone who is so in love with someone and they just like want to be like really good for them and they're just like hot as fuck and it's just like, hey, but like it's just the person's not getting it and it's just, hey, this person's fucking fine, just do something, and it's just like they're not doing it. So I love her. Lola Bunny, because I don't care. Lola Bunny. I don't care which one. Space Jam Lola Bunny, just I think she's hot as fuck. So yeah, like I've always thought she was hot as fuck since I was a kid. I did. And voice actress, Grey Delisle. I love Grey Delisle. She voices Azula and so many other things. So she is like such a kind, a wholesome person in real life. So it's just like, she she's just really cool. I think Grey Delisle is awesome. Like she's done so many voices over the years. She's such a down to earth, chill person, and I like people who are like down to earth, because like there's been certain other voice actors I've met at like conventions where I won't say any names, but it's just like they are very high maintenance in the sense, and it's just like, okay, I mean, I like this character you do, but you as a person just so
yeah. I actually thought a little bit about in terms of my girl characters, and but I think I have 3. After my watch through of Fruits Basket recently, because I hadn't read the manga since middle school, so I'd really forgotten about Toru and like all those characters. But God, every episode was like a therapy session, and I think Toru Honda is one of my all-time favorite female characters now, because she's so amazing, and I love her, and just the advice that she gives, and the way that she sees the world, and the way that she doesn't let any negativity take her down. Like, she's just so naturally loving, and like, and the whole series kind of revolves around how a person like that can help people, and how there's so many different types of people with different types of problems that meet Toru, and after they meet her, they are able to see a new perspective and realize maybe it'll all be okay. And that kind of sunlight in a person is just like so infectious, and that's why Toru is one of my favorites. And I have 2 more. Waishini from Ruby is one of my all-time favorite female characters, because I think in the show Ruby, she has gotten the best character development. She has the best story. I think that if the show was called Weiss, I would still watch it. And just how far she's come, because seeing a character that starts in a place of ignorance and realizing their ignorance and being surrounded by love and empathy, and being able to see that maybe some of the ways that she was raised weren't okay, and be able to get out of that. And like the moments where she would be afraid because of her upbringing, and when she'd be in her hometown or in her home mansion with her father and stuff, it's easy to feel and slip back down into those mindsets that make you feel so weak, and to lower yourself to fit into that environment. But her friends would hold her hands and be like, no, you don't have to lower yourself to be who you are. You are amazing as you are, because you've come so far. And just like Weiss, just from a self-reflective standpoint to like how far she's come and how far she has to come, I just love her development, and how she every day is working to become stronger. Even though she had all the privileges in the world, she refused to stay miserable. She wanted to fight, and I love her for that. And then one final female character that just has inspired me is Emma from The Promised Neverland, which is a Shonen Jump series. So it is one of the only Shonen Jump shows that I'm aware of that has a female protagonist that does it very well. Like it's actually in the Shonen Jump, like she's on the cover with like Naruto and Luffy and like all of them in Shonen Jump. Yeah, she fucking earned it, and like I'm so proud of her, and she's very young, but what she really represents in that show is that hope and trusting others is logical and correct, because there's a direct parallel between her and Mama, who is the villain of the antagonist of The Promised Neverland, and there's a direct parallel between their characters. No, she definitely is. Yeah. But like the parallel of how Emma could have easily fallen down the path of Mama comes directly from the fact that Mama chose the route of, I'm not going to trust anyone, I'm going to do what it takes to survive, and I'm going to create this new type of love to allow myself to experience love the only way I'm allowed to in this world. And if that means I have to kill or do whatever it takes to survive to be someone that these demons can't kill, I'm gonna fucking do that, even if I have to throw everyone under the bus so that I live. And Emma was like, no, I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to believe in my family. I'm going to trust them and love them, even if it seems like not the right thing to do. I believe that if we work together, hope and love can guide us towards safety. It's logical to trust and believe in other people, because you're nothing without them. You're miserable without them. And Emma is proven right. And she, time and time again, through her story, shows that like her believing in others is her superpower. and her lending her help, but also trusting others to be able to carry themselves and giving them that trust it's so admirable. She's such a wonderfully written character. And, like, the manga really does her justice because she has a lot more inner monologuing, and it gets very Death Note-y where she's, like, scheming because she's trying to, like, you know, outwit Mama. She's trying to, like, save her family and loved ones, but also not become too jaded and lose sight of what the goal is. And that goal is to love and trust. Even though she does have to be a little conniving, she's not going to go the route that she knows will only lead to despair. And it's just, Emma is such a great
I like
character.
Urza Scarlet too. Urza Scarlet's a fucking badass. Like, she's a woman who once she like did that whole thing of like, oh, you can win this this contest, this wizarding tournament thing, by like fighting this many monsters at the same time. And then she was just like, you get like ranks for fighting different sets of monsters. And then she was just like, Urza Scarlet will fight all 100 monsters at once. And everyone was just like, what the fuck? What do you mean you're gonna fight all 101? And then she just went in and decimated and came out like a fucking boss. Like, that was one of the most badass big dick energy moments I've ever seen. I was just like, that was fucking amazing. Like, that was incredible.
And then for my favorite voice actress right now, it's actually Laura Bailey, who, fun fact, in the Fruits Basket new anime, she is the voice of Toru Honda. She voices Toru Honda. She also plays Jester in the Mighty Nine of Critical Role, which is like what I'm obsessed with right now. So like, Laura Bailey. Oh my gosh, like Laura Bailey is like a goddess, and like
she is.
She's perfection. I'm here to support Laura Bailey. Like, I'm here for the Laura Bailey fan club or whatever. Like, if there's anyone I could just shake their hand, it'd be Laura Bailey.
Yeah, Laura Bailey's incredible.
Her, yes. Like, I'm here for it. I just, like, the way that she brings characters to life. She just has this very specific style and energy that she brings to the table that I haven't seen anyone else really be able to match. And it's just, she's so good.
Right, yeah, she's awesome. I love her. She's amazing.
Oh yeah, so let's see. That was the let's see. Yeah, that was the favorite performance. I think one of my favorite performances from Laura Bailey is as Jester in Critical Role. Whenever she's this could also just be attributed to how well the show of Critical Role is done, I think. But Jester has a really loving relationship with her mother, the Ruby of the Sea. And anytime there's a scene with Jester and her mother, I just cry because I'm a sucker for that stuff. So anytime there's that happening, Laura knows how to make you cry and make you laugh instantly.
Yeah, she does. She's super talented.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite scene that you can think of for one of your favorite voice actors or actresses?
I mean,
or just one that comes to mind, like maybe one of Azula's performances.
I mean, I love the entire thing with Azula. Like, I thought she was like a really great and terrifying villain. Like, I thought it was like, yeah, she's like someone you don't fuck with, and seeing her mental breakdown.
She's the big dick energy I wish I had.
yeah, and then like just seeing her break down like slowly and gradually. And it's just like, oh, shit, like you used to be like deadly, and now it's just like you're losing it because you lost everyone who cared about you. And it's just like, and then she's just loses the show. Yeah, that was like always a super powerful performance to me personally. So just seeing that, so.
Definitely. Well, all right. Well, let's get to the second part of this question.
Sure thing.
Okay. So the other question that Enigma Prince would like to ask is, what advice do you have for someone who feels insecure about their importance and relevancy in their friends' lives and feel like they don't really matter in the grand scheme of things overall? Whew, that's big.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Katie, go ahead.
That's so, you know,
this is so
I wish that
relevant.
No, yeah, for real. I wish that I could come in here and say that I have a perfect answer that will always make you feel secure, but I don't. I only have an answer that is something that I've had to learn, but has made things much easier and more beautiful. In that, as cheesy as it sounds, you have to cherish the time that you have with people in your life as if you won't have them forever.
Yeah.
You have to give them your all right now, because it's like, for example, if you're writing a script, if you're writing a story, if you're writing or putting together a show, and you need to put your all in that script because you're not guaranteed a second script. So if you have like a bunch of resources that you're like, oh, but I don't want to, throw it all in one. Like, I want to save this resource for the next film. You're not guaranteed a next film. Just like you're not usually guaranteed another moment with this person. So you have to treat them how you truly feel when you can. Of course, when you're getting to know someone, it's different. But in that situation, you just kind of like do your best to put your energy out there and see if you guys can become close. And if you do, treat every day with them like it's a gift. Like any moment that you can potentially get together, like, set boundaries and do all that stuff. But like, if you want someone to be in your life, you gotta make a tiny bit of effort to make plans, but it also has to feel natural. I know I'm saying a bunch of stuff, but
No,
it's just like treating those moments like you're not promised more. Like, and one thing that has really helped me see that perspective is when I look at the history of my life, when I remember my high school friends and how important they were to me and how now I don't even think about them. But I remember I have fond memories with them. And I remember there was a time where I felt scared about losing those friendships, but not for the reason of I missed them in particular. I just missed having that bond with someone. And when I started to realize that you just need to focus on creating meaningful moments with people. And every friendship that you have will have a different place in your life. Whether that's, oh, this person moved to Japan last year, but hey, if they're in town, maybe we can get coffee, and that we have a good enough relationship where we can do that. Or if it's a person that you can cry to in the middle of the night or at 4 a.m. on a Sunday, like treating those relationships with equal amounts of importance in terms of the energy that you give them. But you understand like the boundaries that you have, and like that, some people you can't call at 4 a.m. But when you go and get coffee with that friend that you see once a year, you give them the attention and like the love as if they've been there every day. And that helps me because I hope that they treat me that way. And if for some reason we grow apart, we distance apart, I've tried to learn to not take things as personally, and I'm not perfect at it, but it's helped me to really see the different levels of friendship that can be in your life. And levels isn't necessarily a negative word. It just means that there's different types of people in your life that fill different needs, and you can always have more of them, not limiting myself in that sense. And that's something I've learned recently is I've been afraid to kind of be vulnerable and kind of be friends with people that I didn't really know that well, or like, but I learned that like once we just started hanging out and just talking, like it's okay. You don't have to tell them everything about you at once, and they don't have to do that for you. But like, if you vibe with someone and you're afraid of getting close because you're afraid that they won't like you or this or that, fuck that. Just just put a little energy out there and just make it about enjoying the moment you have with them today. And that will guarantee that the next time you see them, that you'll at least have a fond memory that you can build on. And that's, as sad as it may be to treat it as if you might not have another moment with them, that helps me feel like I can treat every day with my friends like that much more special.
Yeah. I saw a quote that said, speak to people in a way that if they died the next day, you'd be satisfied with the last thing you said to them. And then it's just like, it's just like, true. It's just like, it's just, talk to them in a way. Leave a good impression. Like, in my opinion, it's just like, leave a good impression. Be there. Be genuine. Be kind. Don't try too hard. And, just let it go. And whatever happens, happens. And that's how it is, in my opinion. I think Katy said it best, though.
But, like, the part of this question that just really sticks out is that he's insecure about the importance and relevancy in his friend's life, or that he doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And as dark as it might sound, but it's also a hopeful thing, is that yes, in some people's lives, you are important, but you're not everything. They have a lot going on in their life. And honestly, that's one of the things that makes friendship so beautiful, is that you're choosing to have this person in your life. It is a choice to allow this person into your life.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the grand scheme of things are going to be changing every day, and that's scary, but that's also good, because your friendship can always evolve, and you have your whole life to be friends with somebody. So if for some reason you haven't talked to this person in a year, there's nothing stopping you from being like, hey, do you want to like get coffee sometimes? I mean, there can be histories that make that harder, but if you left on relatively neutral terms, then like,
mm-hmm. Yeah, like if you left on
that's
neutral,
the best time.
yeah, honestly, like sometimes if you just leave on neutral terms and then like you say, I don't know, meet up a couple years down the line, it's just like, oh, hey, and then you can catch up. Like there's enough space in between to just be like, oh yeah, how's it been going? And then, you know, they've probably grown as people, you've probably grown as a person too, hopefully grown as a person too. So it's just like, yeah, you can see like, how's it going? You know, just have a conversation.
Yeah, I am curious to hear your perspective though, Jordan, because I went on a little tangent there because haha, my insecurities are also in there. But like, I know that you have a lot of friends that are kind of spread all over. Like you have friends that like live in different places than you. Like what are your feelings on this?
I guess with like how to say importance and relevant in someone's life is just you know, for me, I just like to be a positive influencer. Like I never want to be the downer friend, even though sometimes I do happen to do that. Just like when I need to talk. But like before I went to therapy, I used to just like close off and be myself, and then like cut myself off from society for a bit, and then that wasn't really the most healthy thing. So like it's good to open up and talk to friends about it. And yeah, I just try to be a good influence. Just be like, hey, I'm doing this. Try to make them feel better about themselves. And it's like, it's not a fake thing, because like, or if someone's just like being fake, just like, oh, you're great and doing this stuff, but they're just like doing it so you do something for them, then that's not a genuine friendship. That's just like someone has a motive, whatever. Like for me, I try to genuinely make all the people I'm around feel really good about themselves.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, but telling them facts, but not like making a great thing. Like I wouldn't go up to like a certain friend of ours and be like, dude, you're such a ladies man, you're such a fucking this and whatever. And then it's just like when they don't go on dates or anything like that. But I would be like, okay, look, dude, you have this going for you. You have this going for you. All of these that I'm saying are legitimate facts, and they are impressive, and not many people have these going on. So you rock for that. You do realize that, right? And then I'm able to, you know, I just like to make people feel good and show them that they have worth. Like that's what my, I guess that would be how I justify my importance and relevance, I would say. Just like my friend group is just that like I genuinely care. Because the thing is, if I've noticed this a lot as I've gotten older, like you start to trim the fat of people you actually want in your life. Like there are people you think are like, oh, this person's going to be in my life forever, and then they're gone. Oh, this person I had this with, they're gone. And then you just, you know, you go through life, and it's just like you start trimming the fat of people who really truly matter to you. It's like, oh yeah, like I have great conversations with this person. This person makes me laugh. This person is just fun to be around. This person is just like fun to like. I like literally a good testament to friendship is when you can just sit in a room together, and then like you could, let's say you're like playing a video game or watching TV or just, you know, enjoying each other's company, but you don't have to like say it. It doesn't feel awkward that there's no speaking going on. It's just like, oh no, they're doing their thing, I'm doing my thing, we're just in a room enjoying it. And then it's just like something happens and we'll be like, oh, did you see this? It's funny. And it's just, you know, stuff like that. Like that is this type of relationship which I have with like pretty much most people in my life. Like I have that relationship with you, Katy. I have a relationship with other people. It's just like, you know, just like sitting, doing our thing. And then like, you know, it's comfortableness. Like you have to be comfortable with the people you're with. So like that's my opinion. Like there are some people where it's like I say this, I don't have many friends, but I have a ton of frequent acquaintances where I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm like I I'm a frequent acquaintance with this person and I'm able to put on a good tone, but it's just like I know for a fact I would never open up to you. I would never be close to you. I would never just, that is just the way cuz when this is something I do. I take notes of like certain little things when I'm with people, like just like to noticing like, oh, do they gossip a lot about other people? Oh, do they like talk shit about people behind their back? Do they do this? Do they do this? Do this? And it's just like I'm not going to be like, oh, fuck you, unless it's like something really serious. But I just play it chill, just like, oh, I'm just yeah, man, I wouldn't know what to say to that. I don't know the person, just mind my business and do my thing. And yeah, I just try to be a positive influence in my life, even when I'm not feeling the best. Like honestly, like there are times, like I'll be honest, there are times I just don't feel good. I don't feel like right inside, but it makes me feel good that I help people feel better. Like that, like I got a message the other day that some guy was getting bullied in high school, but then he started watching my videos and started like working out and training, and now he feels really confident in himself, and he was like feeling suicidal, but then he stopped because of my videos and stuff like that. So stuff like that always makes me feel okay. I did some good for this world. Like when I helped transform a client, I helped them. I did good for this world by helping them feel better about themselves and showing that like, no, you have purpose, you have thing. And then like, some people will be like, oh, why you gotta just put this purpose bullshit out there like it's fake? But it's just like, no, you have purpose. You just have to find it. And sometimes it's much easier said than done. But it's just, that's what life is.
Yeah.
But like, just try to be a positive light instead of a drain. You want to like add to someone's life. You don't want to be a drain to someone's life. Like that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, definitely. And like to add on to that too, just very simply, there's going to be different people in your life that'll mean different things to you. And whether that means you see them once a year, or whether that means sometimes you might get a phone call and it'll be like, hey, what are you up to? Or maybe if it just means you see him at cons or whatever, just embrace the different types of friendships that exist, and don't think that you have to be at a certain level in order to enjoy a person's company. Like, you can always have a positive experience with somebody. Just kind of play it by ear and live in the moment when it comes to people. Like, people can tell when you're somewhere else, Just engage, like, be fully present with people.
Right.
Like, that's all that anyone can really ask for. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then the end of the email says, thank you for hearing me out, and I wish you both prosperity and sincere patience and endurance on your long journeys. Enigma Prince.
Oh,
man,
well, hope you have a good one.
That's so
man.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I don't
He's a
think
chill
we've ever
dude.
met, but yeah, I really like you. Thank you for listening to our podcast and asking these lovely questions. We hope that we have given you some semblance of advice.
Right.
Even if the advice is pretty much just like, fuck it doesn't matter.
Right.
We're all gonna die. All right. Speaking of dying, want to read our next question, Jordan?
Oh, sure. All right. What part of a kid's movie completely scarred you? So a kid's movie, not a horror movie. Okay, okay.
Kids movie. I have some.
Oh, no, I have a couple.
Tell me.
Remember the fucking Brave Little Toaster?
Yes.
Okay, there's this one scene where like it just seems like it's a normal fucking a kid's movie, and it's just like, oh, this is adorable. And then the kid, one of the characters has a dream that like his house gets set on fire, and then this like fucking clown demon comes out, and it's like, what the fuck? Where is this? And it just says, run. And then like it scared the shit out of me. Actually, like I can think of like 4. Let me think of like, because like,
oh my God,
I hate clowns. Like I really like Harley Quinn gives me the creeps. I still smash, but she gives me the creeps. I fucking hate clowns. I don't like clowns. So
ooh,
clowns.
I want to throw one of mine in there too then on the clown topic.
Okay, yeah.
So the movie Dumbo, Pink Elephants on Parade, fucking terrified me. And that movie in general, just like I can't watch it without just crying and breaking down.
Oh no, exactly.
So sad.
I watched it recently when the whole scene where he's like saying goodbye to his mom. I fucking
bawled.
Oh God, I bawled.
I can't not cry. If you need something that will just make me cry on the spot, like just pull up that scene and it will work. I can't fight crying during that scene. I can't.
Yeah, exactly. It just happens.
Like
yeah, and
it just happens.
Let me see what else. Wow.
But Pink Elephants on Parade fucked me up. I hated that scene. I would have nightmares about it.
Pink elephants on parade. Hippity
Yeah,
hoppity.
just my God, I hate it.
Because they had the cold black eyes. And it was
But
just,
also, just like little Dumbo was so fucking scared, and like
well, he was drunk as fuck.
Yeah, but like it's in kind of that area of fear where it's like you don't have control of like yourself, and other people are laughing while taking control of you. If that makes sense.
Oh no,
so,
I get
like,
no, that's what makes horror movies scary is when okay, so let me ask
the
you
loss
this.
of agency.
What's scarier to you? Like someone who is like, let's say you're captured, right? And then there's a person who's just like giggling, laughing, like, oh, you're so scared, I'm gonna like have fun, like ripping you pieces. Or someone who has absolutely no emotion, they're just doing it. Like they're just like, oh, I have no facial. They're both terrifying, but like I'm not saying anything. I'm not doing. I'm just,
I mean,
like,
they're both scary, but I think the other one would get more of an emotional response out of me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
because
like the laughter.
Yeah, because like that one to me is just like, okay, shit. Like the other one is just like, can I reason? Because if someone's laughing, I feel like that's a human element. I can like sort of reason with them, even though there's not reasoning, but it's just like that. But if it's like someone's just like a fucking robot, and it's just like, yeah, this is happening. Like you're just.
I mean, either way, it's
terrifying.
It's pretty even. Like like let me put it this way. Like even if they weren't chopping me up, if I have been captured by someone and they're just like laughing at me, like haha, I gotcha, versus if I've been captured and someone's just standing there, I would be more terrified of the person that's like laughing and getting joy out of it.
Oh yeah.
Even if they're not touching me, they're not even doing anything to me yet. I would be terrified of the other one more.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's like a Freddy versus Jason scenario, and that's. But
yeah. Like that shit. Like, oh god. So Pink Elephants on Parade just gives me that vibe. Also, the Scooby Doo live action movie. Where
that scene.
Yippee yay.
I think
scared me.
Oh, I think there was a Scooby Doo live action movie. There's a scene, when Shaggy's riding with his girlfriend. And her face smacks like a fucking tree, and then like you see that it's a demon in her skin, and her face is all fucked up. That shit horrified me. Like that shit God. Like fucking horrified. Also, there are like certain things like what was it? Page Master. There's a scene.
I never saw that.
It's a movie where like this kid goes into a library. And there are all these books, and there's like one for action adventure, one for fantasy, one for horror. And they go in the horror section, and he meets Dr. Jekyll, and then he's just like, Dr. Jekyll, are you okay? Dr. Jekyll, and he's just like, my name is Mr. Hyde, and his face is all fucked up. Or like, you ever seen The Great Mouse Detective?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
That shit fucking terrified with Fidget when he fucking shows up, because like he's like just walking. It's like it's the legless bat, and he's like walking, and then he just is like, you hear him walking, and then like the father's like, oh, stay in here and don't come out, and then all of a sudden like he just bursts through the window, and it's like this fucking monster bat face, and then like you just see shadows of him attacking, and it's just like shit like that fucked me up. And then Ghostbusters and Are You Afraid of the Dark had these like clown creatures. Like one was a boogeyman that was like a clown, like it looked like just a monster version of Joker. And then there was one that was the fucking ghastly grinner from Are You Afraid of the Dark, that scared me. But like
another moment that scared me was in Pinocchio, the Donkey Island thing.
Oh yeah, that's just horrifying as an adult.
Yeah,
because they never saved those kids. Those kids were just like, they're gone for good. Like as a kid watching that scene, you're just like, oh, that kind of sucks. But then like, and it's kind of horrifying. But then like as an adult, it's just like, wow, it is very horrifying, because none of those kids got rescued, and you see them all crying for their moms and stuff like that. So I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that particular part where like they're like, I want to go home, I miss my mom. Like, oh my god, I just start crying. Like it's traumatizing. I can't. Like I fucking can't. Yeah, like that shit. Like they did the facial expressions and everything so well. Like just. Like, I believed those fucking kids, man. Like, God. Like, that shit. That fucking shit. Because, like, it's about that losing of agency. They're turned into these animals. They're trapped there. They're, like, slaves now. Like, and there's nothing they can do, and there's no way home. Like, fuck. That fucking, oh my God.
Yeah.
Traumatized me. I can't watch Pinocchio again. I can't find any joy in the movie Pinocchio because it fucking scarred me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
God.
This is it's a freaky movie. Very freaky movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
So
shit.
yeah.
No. That just me. It's clowns and shit like that. So yeah, those always fuck me up.
Yeah, for me it's like it's stuff to do with moms and stuff where you're like taken away and there's no hope.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the shit. That's
Right.
the fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. So Bambi is obviously another one that I'm like I can't fucking with that movie. I can't.
Did you watch the what was it? Is it Animaniacs episode with that?
I don't think I have.
Oh, guys, so funny because like what happens is Sally Squirrel is like taking her nephew to go see Bambi in theaters, and he watches the movie and he's never seen it before. So it gets to the scene where like his mom dies, and like he just starts crying and nonstop crying, and so every time he sees a deer, he starts crying his ass off, and Sally's just like, oh my God, and so she goes and she introduces him to the actress who plays like Bambi's mom because she knows
Oh my
him.
God.
And she's like, all right, look, can you do the thing? And she's like, okay. And she's like an old deer, and then she like makes her body contort and transform into like that exact scene. She's like, now listen here, Bambi, this is why. And then like he's like, I love you and stuff like that. And then like I think like he gets over it, but then they go and watch Old Yeller, and he's just like, oh God. That movie. I mean, that episode of that show is the reason I can watch Bambi again without that scene, because now I just think of like him going to meet the mom and him crying over that scene. Like,
oh my
so
God,
funny,
that's
yeah.
great. I need to watch that episode.
Yeah,
that's
it was
amazing.
really funny.
Oh, that's wonderful. So yeah, everybody go watch that episode and let us know your answers to all these questions too. I would love to read them.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to our final question before we wrap things up.
Sure thing.
It's a very serious political question.
Oh, great.
Is cereal soup?
Well, it's food in food, so yes.
Is all food cereal?
No, I mean like it's liquid food with like real food in it, so I would say yes, it's just cold soup.
Is hot chocolate with marshmallows soup?
Yes. No one will tell me otherwise. Yes. Because you like pick out this marshmallows and eat them if you want.
Interesting.
Why? What, you don't think it's soup?
You know what? Fuck it. I think it's soup. I think cereal's soup. I agree.
It is soup.
You know, I think that all liquids with solids in them are soup. Give us examples of these that are not soup, and we will tell you it's soup.
Like ice and water in a bowl. That's vegan
ice and
soup.
water is soup.
Yeah, it is. Ice and water in a bowl.
I'm at soup.
Yeah, vegan soup.
I am once again at soup.
Yeah, soup aisle.
Oh my God. Just ice in any beverage makes it soup. But is it, okay, if it's soup, you know how like tomato soup is tomato soup because it's mostly tomato. Is the soup name, does it come from the broth or what's in it? So like, for example, beef soup or beef
broth.
stew, it's the beef broth, not the fact that there's beef in it?
No, because I know you call it beef broth. So like, I mean like, honestly, if it's broth, I consider that soup. Like if you gave me like a thing, and you're like, drink this, and I was like, what is it? It's beef broth. I'd be like, oh, so it's like beef soup, and it's just like, sure, whatever. Like, what's the difference between soup and stew?
I think it's a very thin line because I think it's the thinness of maybe the broth or something.
All right, really? Also, so like stew is thicker?
A bisque, for example, is also another form of soup that I don't understand the difference between because I had lobster bisque at the restaurant, which is, I guess, just a fancier and thicker soup, maybe. I don't know. I don't know all the differences, but I think bisque is soup.
Right. Okay.
I think it's all in the soup umbrella. And you don't have to necessarily have chunks of things in it to make it soup. Because, like tomato soup is just tomato. Like, it's just like the tomato pasty stuff. You don't have to have, like, something that you're, like, chicken noodle soup has the noodles in it. But you can also have chicken soup that's just chicken broth.
Are there any soups that you, like, you can't eat unless you have something to, like, dip them in? Because for me, I can't eat tomato soup unless I have breadsticks to dip in it. Like I can't just get a spoon and drink tomato soup. I need like something to dip in it to like.
I prefer having something to dip, but honestly, my relationship with tomato soup has blossomed, and I can eat tomato soup without something else now.
Oh, okay, I can't. Yeah.
Honestly, most soups that I enjoy, I can have them with or without other things now because I just love them that much. Like, yeah.
Because I know, because I know for me, I made a poll of this the other day on a Twitter where it's just like, how do you eat your cereal? Like, do you put milk in it? Do you put no milk or something like that? And it's just like, I do not like milk by itself. And it's just like, unless I'm pouring it in a protein shake. Like if I
want to pour coffee in my cereal and see what happens.
Apparently that's really good if you use Starbucks coffee. But
I want to get black coffee and pour it in.
Oh, I know some people use orange juice and water. So there you go.
Ooh, so, yeah, I know. Orange juice sounds interesting.
Orange juice was an accident. Like that happened to me as a kid when I was eating my cereal and I accidentally spilled it, and it was like, oh, it's not bad, but it's like, but
okay.
I don't prefer it. Like for me, honestly, people look at me like a crazy person because I literally just want the cereal in a bowl because I just eat. I'm not wasting. I'm not because I eat sugar coated cereal if I'm eating cereal, so it's just I don't want the sugar being wiped off by the milk. And then they're like, oh well, it makes a broth and it's not the same for me. Also, I just don't like soggy food. When you're eating cereal and it's just you let it sit for a second or something like that. Like let's say you get a phone call and then it gets all soggy. So I just personally
does that mean that cereal, because if it's the broth that makes it cereal or that makes it soup, does that mean that it's milk soup or cereal soup?
I'd say it's milk soup. Or cereal stew.
So that means you could put anything in the milk and it would still be milk soup. Or maybe it's milk and cereal soup, just like chicken noodle soup. Because it has the noodles in it, it's not necessarily noodle soup, although some people call it noodle soup. It's chicken noodle soup or beef noodle soup. So it's milk cereal soup.
Yeah, that's what I would call it.
So hot chocolate with marshmallows is hot chocolate
soup.
Marshmallow soup. And if you just have a regular cup of hot chocolate, it's hot chocolate soup. Then, okay, what is the fine line between a beverage and a soup? So, for example, a glass of orange juice.
Yeah.
By the rules we are making, is that soup?
If it has pulp in it.
But what if it doesn't? We just established.
Pulp in it, I would just call it.
But we just established that tomato soup without pulp, without anything else in it.
But isn't there other tomato drinks though? There is tomato juice you can drink. That's a different thing than tomato soup.
So what's the difference?
So I think it's the thickness.
Okay. I feel like I would like to speak to a culinary professional.
Right. Yeah.
You know what? Then fuck it. I'm going to change my answer. I don't think the cereal is soup.
Okay. I still do, just because I just do.
I think we went on a long journey here, and I would like to hear anyone else's answers in the comments below.
Yeah, leave in the comments down below. Check the card. I mean, if Katie wants to, you can put in the card in the corner and just have a poll that's just oh
my gosh.
Yeah, so whatever. Vote up there. Is cereal a soup, yes or no? And then, leave your reasonings down below.
Oh, my God, yes. Well, all right, guys. I think we made a podcast. We did it. We answered the world's questions.
Awesome.
Jordan, where can they find you?
You can find me at Jaxblade Fitness on Twitter, Jordan Jaxblade Downs on Facebook, Jaxblade on YouTube, Jaxblade Instagram, Jaxblade Tumblr if you really want to. I barely use it though. And that's about it. That's where you can find me.
Yay! And you can find me at KaniDay Official, KaniDay Official, on Twitter and Instagram, and just Google KaniDay, KaniDay. You'll find me and stuff. And you can find me at Dr. Crafty on YouTube. You can find me at Kruby Productions, KRWBY Productions on YouTube, and you can find us at Weird Flex Pod on Twitter, and you can find us at Weird Flex But Okay Podcast on YouTube and SoundCloud, where you can listen to this episode. Yay! And we have a Patreon where you could do $1 or $2 a month just to support us, and that's really cool if you want. We also do little statuses there sometimes. There's a little bit of bonus content that we recorded a while back that you can go listen to if you'd like to hear it there. It's all available for the $1 or $2 tier. The $2 tier, we will shout you out in the episode. And it's just a nice, fun, cheap way to support the podcast if you like it. It doesn't matter if you donate or not. We just like having you here.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you all for coming out today. Hope you have a good one. do something productive.
Yeah, go exercise, get MyFitnessPal or Jordan's app thing.
Yeah, go check out my app at jaxcrave.com. We're having a 14-day special. I think we might have it still. Or you can check out just any other thing. Like Jaxcrave has been helping a lot of people though, because like we keep getting emails saying like, oh, it's actually so convenient. I just go boom, boom, boom and follow the thing exactly, and then I know what to eat. I don't have to worry about anything. So yeah, like it's helping a lot of people out. So yeah, go try it out.
Do it. All right. Well, goodbye, everybody. Love you. See you in 2 weeks.
Have a good one.